Okay, let's review a bit of what we talked about yesterday. I'm also going to go over how to change the modes, copy and paste things in a way to make things easier to change the modes. So just reviewing what you went through yesterday. So things to remember are what makes each mode unique. So Lydian, just remembering sharp 4. Lydian's got the sharp 4. Everything else stays the same. So it stays the same meaning it doesn't deviate from that major scale. So again, just to practice this, changing the one interval at a time, again, that's why it's set up this way. But the most important mode or scale to know is Ionian, because everything comes from that. So that's the biggest thing to remember there. So following that whole step, half step, whole, half. So from any notes, if you go up 2 whole steps, then a half step, 3 whole steps, and a half step, you just played a major scale. And that's where these intervals come from. So anytime you change the spacing of any of those notes, you got a different interval. So Ionian, it's all just 1 through 7. Just memorizing that. From the root note, you go up a whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. So Lydian, remember, it's just that fourth note. You sharp that. So the 12 becomes a 13 there. And then Mixolydian, you flat the 7. So that's the only difference. So Lydian's got a sharp 4, Mixolydian's got a flat 7. And then Dorian, it's got a flat 3rd and a flat 7. So Dorian, flat 3rd and flat 7. Aeolian's got the flat 3, flat 6, and flat 7. Phrygian's got the flat 2nd, flat 3rd, flat 6, flat 7. Locrian, everything except the 4 is flat. That's how I remember that one. Locrian, everything except the 4 is flat. You can't have a flat 1 because then you just have a new 1. The 1 is the 1 is the 1. You can't have a sharp 1, you can't have a flat 1, it's just the 1. And I've heard and seen some guy change the name of a harmonic minor mode saying something like Mixolydian sharp 1. It's like, okay, I get what he's saying, but nah, the 1's the 1. So yeah, just the 4. Everything is flat except the 4. So those are the things to remember. So Ionian, just 1 through 7. No sharps, no flats. Everything comes from Ionian. Lydian has a sharp 4. Mixolydian has a flat 7. Dorian's got a flat 3 and a flat 7. Aeolian is flat 3, flat 6, flat 7. Phrygian, flat 2nd, flat 3rd, flat 6, and flat 7. And then Locrian, everything except the 4 is flat. Okay, so those are the things to memorize when you're, just run through that. You don't need to spend a whole lot of time working through that, but use that sheet, that guitar profile, to help with this. Okay, so definitely a lot more going on here. I figure it helps you hear the mode even better. So, when you're playing through this, start each bar with your index finger. This guitar and this clean sound do not go together well. It distorts. Drives me crazy. So, let me show you what I did again with Ionian here. And these are the steps to take. So what you're going to do is take what was already there, you're going to copy, and then do a special paste. Now, actually, let me change this so you can see all the windows and everything popping up. Hold on, what's going on here? Reset. There. Okay. So for me, it's Control Shift and the letter V. I think you told me you use a Mac, so it's a bit different. But you go up here to Edit, and you'll see Special Paste for the command to do that. But yeah, Special Paste, and then that stuff will come up. And so we just have really just the chord needs to be on. We're not using the text yet, but I can just have both of those on to be safe. Hit OK, and then, because if you don't do that, then the interval numbers won't show up. So what you're going to do next is change what needs to be changed to make it Ionian. So it's just going to follow the same order as the other one that was already finished. So remember, we're just changing one interval at a time. So going from Lydian to Ionian, we take the sharp 4 and we flat it to a natural 4, also known as a perfect fourth. So basically, we just look for all those over here, and you hit the letter A. Hit the letter A. So basically, your chord thing that you've used before, that comes up. Change the 4 to the sharp 4 to the 4. Enter, and then make sure that you flatten the notes. So 13, lower that down a half step to 12. Come over here, there's another sharp 4, so hit the letter A to bring up the chords, change sharp 4 to 4, and then 13 down to 12, and then once again, over here to the sharp 4, letter A, change sharp 4 to 4, flat that note, and now you got Ionian. So same deal, yeah, definitely run through it, make sure you can play it, and then when it's time for the next mode, Mixolydian, remember, Mixolydian just has flat 7. That's it. You're just flattening the 7. So do the copy, special paste, look for all the 7s that are listed, and you're going to flat it. Put the flat 7, so the lowercase b, and then 7 will make it a flat 7. And then lower those notes down a half step, and then you copy and special paste into the next mode. And again, you're just changing one interval at a time. So all the change intervals will be carried over into the next mode. So hopefully that makes sense. Give it a try if you got time. The priority is still being able to, play the song that you're working on and get the bonus exercise up to speed. I know you said you didn't get 240. Bare minimum, I would say 230 before we go into another thing, because the song is about 110 with 16th notes, so that would be 220 as 8th notes. But we want to play it faster than the song calls for to make it easier in the long run. All right, so that's the stuff. Any questions come up, let me know. I'll see you again next week.